Hey, what's up everybody? HTG Brian back with more Funko Fusion. Next up, The Thing, Level 4, Story. That's right, Head Hunted it is. And that's basically what we're doing. We got to chase Blair all the way around. Yeah, that's right, old Wilford Brimley. We got to chase him around the facility, in and out, and even down into a cavernous wasteland where we fight him for the final time. No trophy achievements found in this video. However, we do have some tips and tricks along the way that might make this a wee bit easier. Here we are in the Funko Factory Hub world, and we're going to make our way over to door number 4 as it's ready for us. That's right, Head Hunted. We'll go ahead and take a quick peek at the collectibles, and then we're off to a cutscene. Huh? Oh. Huh? So essentially what's happened here is we found all those blood bags in the last level, we've ran some tests on them, and we've sort of determined that Blair is a suspect as being one of the potential aliens or things as they have throughout this level, or world I should say. Now we're going to go ahead and smash about and grab as much vinyl as possible because we're going to try to pile up a soda? $2,500, that's a lot of money for a soda. You know, inflation has been certainly a thing for a lot of us, and it shows in this game as well. Now, across the hallway from the exit, or the spawn point here, we can actually find some more vinyl. So if you are short on a soda, I highly recommend grabbing one because there is a lot of attacking and, well, lots of fire that we can find ourselves in too. So soda or no soda, when you're ready to go, let's go ahead and take a right out of spawn all the way till we have to make a left, and then you should see Blair inside the laundry room over here. Now I'm going to run around and do a bunch of ground pounds to get some vinyl, but if you notice, I'm also destroying a gas canister that he's pulling out from somewhere. We won't ask questions about that. But yeah, every time he does that, I actually explode the gas canister, causing some damage to him. We need to rinse and repeat that process 3 times. That's right, it's the rule of 3 here as well, except for we have to do it like 8 times. So it's the rule of 3, 8 different times. Now, as soon as we leave that room, we're going to get attacked by a couple of doggos. Now we need to follow Blair through the facility, kind of watching out for the fire. Now, don't get too close to him either, as he does drop these grenades behind him, and it's real easy to do like a roll or get real close and end up finding yourselves getting damaged because of that. Now, of course, there will be some baddies along the way too. There was another update released this morning that may have affected how many bad guys spawn. I have not looked at the patch notes yet to see what exactly it changed, but it was a pretty decent update, so that may affect you moving forward. Now, this was recorded a couple of days ago before the patch, so it is not going to show any signs of change. As we go ahead and follow the exclamation point down the hall, we notice there's a soda machine, and who doesn't like a free soda? So we'll go ahead and swoop that up. Now, my best advice for this is that keep shooting Blair and keep moving. Now, a circular motion kind of around him often will do the trick, but you got to be ready. Keep him in your sights, as he will eventually pull out one of those gas canisters, and you need to shoot it. Now, as soon as he pulls it out, it becomes vulnerable, and I recommend you shoot it ASAP, because the sooner we do damage, the sooner he will start throwing more bombs, and repeat the process so we can get on to the next location. So another tip I'd like to point out too is that as soon as you hit him for the 3rd time, he sort of throws out like 10 different bombs at once. Now you'll notice I'm actually exiting the room before him more often than not, and that's a good plan, except for I did find that on the final boss battle, after I take him down in the cavernous area, by me leaving early, it actually prevented his escape path, and he was not able to finish. Well, I wasn't able to finish the level. I had to start it over. So, all right, here we go. We're actually into the 3rd location now. Once we run into here, it should cue a cutscene. Oh, right on cue. All right, so my least favorite enemy thus far in the game is those weird, gross heads that crawl around. They're like spider heads. Spider heads, spider heads. I am not a fan of those, not at all. The reason for that is they sort of cheat. They seem like they jump across the entire map and land on your head, causing the need to rapidly press the icon they indicate, and it just seems like it happens way too often from way too far away. Now, if you notice here, I'm actually using some of these lights against old Blair because he's throwing his bombs right into them, and they're dropping right at his feet, giving me a little bit of reprieve. However, again, the same process here, just run around in circles. I did find that shooting him sort of triggers that moment a little bit sooner to pull that gas canister out. Again, we just have to keep on with the keeping on, shoot him, collect as much vinyl as possible, and as soon as you hit that third tank, get on out of there before the explosions happen. All right, now in the hallway, we're going to find not one, but two at least of these head hunter things. And I'm, like I said, not a fan of the way they function. If any of the updates change anything, I hope that they change how aggressive, and I don't know, it just seems like unfair. Even Reese was like, oh my gosh, did you see those things yet? They're cheap. They jump on you from across the screen and constantly. And, you know, he played this level quite a few days ago, early when the game came out, so they may have been even more aggressive then. Now, in this next room, we find one trapped in that back bathroom area, so that made it easy to take him down. And again, the focus is just to try and dodge as many of the grenades that he throws at you, and of course, take out those gas canisters when he reveals them. So, all right, that should be the third one. I am out of there just in time to avoid the explodies. And he makes his way into this new bunk bedroom here, and I'm going to pop open a quick vinyl chest and do a couple of ground pounds. But now we got some little guys, too. So we got big and little heads with legs, and man, the flamethrower does a pretty good job, especially on the little guys, but obviously you have to do more than 15 damage to these heads in order to get rid of them. So it looks like roughly about 100 damage each, and you know, they go down pretty easy, but so far I've only gotten jumped on once, and I think that's actually my record. I played this level way more than I care to admit due to different glitches and things, and yeah, it happened a lot. So I've encountered those head jumpers a lot. Oh, and look at that, there's the red orb baddie. So those kind of seem to spawn in different locations. I don't know if there's like 2 or maybe 3 for each level. We'll hopefully get that solidified before our guide is making the fun play videos, which is coming soon. We only have, what, 1 more thing level and then 5 Battlestar Galactica levels, and we'll be ready for that fun play collectible hunting. Doug's been working hard on the guide, and always, you know, if you happen to see Doug on a live stream or anything, make sure you give him a nice big thank you, because without Doug's help over the years, I would have, well, been a lot slower and probably not as successful or productive. So definitely give love to the Doug. Even though he doesn't know anything about Star Wars and usually calls his right his left, we still love him. We still love him. Sorry, Dougie. All right, another gas canister out, and we should have 1 more. That's right, and it should send a bunch of bombs flying, and then we'll be able to retreat out the backside here, right where our door or our back is. We got a heart right there too. So if you're running low and you haven't popped a soda yet, definitely be on the lookout for these hearts. And again, if you didn't figure this out already, well, those hearts not only replenish your health, but they can replenish a death. So if you've missed one of your hearts or you died and you had to go respawn, it will give you another death or life. I don't know how we'll say that, but anyways, moving along. All right, we'll follow Blair all the way down and out the back door here, which is going to actually take us outside. Now, I had another moment here. I kind of freaked out because, look, Blair ain't moving, and I even backtracked and thought, oh, no. And I thought about editing this out and making it a little cleaner, but I wanted to show you guys that this can happen and it can be fixed. It just takes a little patience and a few bullets. Anyways, we chose violence there, and for once, it actually worked. I'm not sure why that worked there and not in my previous playthroughs. I'd shot and flamed and jumped around and nothing worked. So that, you know, shooting him if he gets stuck is definitely worth a shot, but there's no guarantee it will advance. All right, speaking of advancing, we're outside. As soon as we get next to this snowplow, it should trigger a cutscene. And, oh, yeah. All right, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a little concerned about Blair and his well-being. He just does not look very good. All All right, so hey, remember that snowplow we ran by and triggered the cutscene? I'm going to recommend that you actually do most of your shooting from there. If you notice, there's sort of like a circle that engages these bad guys, and if you're outside of that circle, you might find yourself having very little resistance. Now you can see here, you got to take out the smaller bad guys, and once they're all gone, go ahead and focus directly on Blair, and then we got to repeat this a couple of times, just like you would expect. Most of these guys are connected via tentacles. I'm not feeling very comfortable about that, but again, backtrack, use the environment against itself here by just getting outside of that hot circle and then sort of forgetting we're there. Like out of sight, out of mind is kind of what we're going for here. And again, take out the tentacle guys, shoot Blair. You should see that text transition from white to orange to red. Once it hits red, he should deploy more tentacles. It is the rule of 3. And more bad guys have officially spawned. We've retreated back to the snowplow. And unfortunately, this time we get jumped by some other bad guys. So be aware of that. But keep in mind, you can actually focus on any extra baddies over here because these guys shouldn't attack you. So I hope that that's still the same as time moves on, as, you know, patches change things, and definitely are looking for a better gameplay or balanced experience. And of course, we get jumped here, and these guys retreated or left their tentacles and came after us. And look at that, he just reconnected. So if they do bounce out on you, just do the normal retreat method, sort of shoot as you're backing off. It's a really good way to do damage and save yourself. All right, eventually we get that meter depleted. He drops a key, and we feel like it's over, but it's not over. We have one more stage that we have to take on. So grab the key and make your way back over. You know, I'm not sure what building that really is, what we call that. We kind of spawned right next to it in the very first level. It's some sort of like a storage facility or something. And inside, we're going to find a grate on the ground that needs to be melted. Once we melt that grate, we should be able to drop down. And immediately we take note of a mold machine and also a bounce pad. So slam that fun key in the fun door. And of course, inside, we already talked about melting that grate. Oh, and of course, be aware, there's lots of baddies outside that need to be irradiated. I actually, in one of my scout runs or attempts at doing this, I actually went down there and then came right back up to get some health because I had gotten pretty depleted, and I'd used that heart there as well. And unfortunately, there was tons and tons and tons of bad guys up there that actually killed me, not once, but twice before I could get back down here to fight Blair again. So down here, you just got to watch out for the flames. Of course, it's the same thing. He's throwing bombs at us. Do your best to avoid them. However, the corners are a lot tighter down here. You got fire all over the place. Feeling a little bit, you know, claustrophobic down here. Because, I mean, come on. There's like low ceilings and bombs and flames. And just be watching for those gas canisters to pop out. The third time has officially happened. He drops his big bomb, and he is out of there. Don't forget to grab your free soda before making your way out of here. Feel free to crack it open if need be. Also, make note of the gold wall right there. We're going to have to come back for that later in the fun play, which He-Man will do the job. He-Man. That's right, we need the power of Grayskull. Snag that heart on your way out. Mold machine. Yeah, thank you. We're going to go ahead and use the bounce pad so we can go ahead and bounce our way back up top. Maybe. Maybe. Come on. All right, so Booyaka Shao. Drop the bounce pad there. So in my other run, I actually put that there early. And of course, as soon as I show my face, if you listen, you can actually hear, you can hear their little footsteps, which is also extremely creepy. But take the bad guy out. You should be able to get up top now. And more bad guys. Imagine that. Should only be a couple of them, though. And as soon as you irradiate the baddies, we'll go ahead and follow the old exclamation mark back over to the main facility. And I was taking a hot second there. I was like, should I use some heals? Nah, I'm almost at the end. So we'll follow Blair across the way. Inside we go. Watch out for those grenades. As you can see, I was well beyond it, and it still sort of, I don't know, affected me negatively. He's going to go down the stairs into a new area. We have not been down here just yet. And look at that. Oh, it's the crown. All right, so go ahead and swoop the crown up. Take a quick peek at the empty collectible list. And also make note of our 1.1 million vinyl. So we're almost to that quarter portion there. Quarter portion. We're almost there. Not really, but we'll get some grindage on moving forward in the fun play. All right, back to the Funko Factory Hub here for the world that is the thing. We got door number 5 open. We'll be right back for that soon enough. Hey guys, that's going to wrap it up for level 4 Head Hunted story. We are almost done with the thing, and we only have Battlestar Galactica left, if you've been following along with us, that is. Of course, you could choose whichever pathway you like, but we are getting close to that home stretch. Check us out on social media. Of course, HappyThumbsGaming.com and HTG merch are both links down below in the video description. Feel free to use them. Check it out. As for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time.